Campbell, Ohio is located in Mahoning County in the northeastern corner of the state of Ohio. During the booming steel mill era, the city was formed in 1902 on the banks of the Mahoning River in Coatesville Township. In 1926, Campbell, Ohio was renamed to recognize James Anson Campbell, who was the president of the Iron Company during the founding of the city. Young immigrants who poured into the Mahoning Valley to work in the growing steel industry are highlighted as the main cultural point that shaped the city's history. This is in reference to the city's website, www.camellohio.gov. Recent headlines have reported a string of fires being set to several dilapidated structures in the area. In a push for more affordable housing and the urgent need for convenient living spaces, local officials have been focusing on areas like these to improve the appearance and attract more residents.
Okay, I'm here with Charles Shale. I'm out here in Campbell, Ohio, and we're talking about just the area, what has been taking place. And so, Charles, tell us a little bit about the area, some of the things that you've been experiencing being a landlord out here.
Well, it has its ups and downs, I'll tell you that. One of the biggest challenges are when you have a unit like this one here, freshly renovated, remodeled, and then you have next door looking like that because it's abandoned. And sometimes that makes them hard to rent.
The last time we talked, you had talked about, I was telling you about how the city was having problems with fires. And now, do you think these fires are being set for a reason? Tell us a little bit about what you think about why the fires are being set.
I don't know. It's awful strange. Somebody just went around, and they're all only the ones that are on the demolition list that they've been setting on fire and sitting wide open. So the city is still like up in the air about that, what's going on there.
Okay, now you own these properties. You have this one right here, and then we're going to take a tour of the ones you have across the street. Now tell us what it's like. Well, I know you talk about, have you been able to get any help from the city, from the state, from the federal government to revitalize any of these properties?
Nothing. It's been out of my own pocket.
So you've been funding these apartments, these whole projects all by yourself?
Yes.
With no money?
Right.
What about manpower?
Just me.
So now tell us how that's been, seeing the fact that you've had to not only manage the properties, upkeep the properties. How have the tenants been seeing that you have to do this by yourself?
Well, some of them are very patient with me. If it's something real tiny, they tell me, oh, it can wait a little bit. But if it's something right now, I'll wake up 3 o'clock in the morning and I'll be over here.
Okay.
They're patient about it.
Tell us about the history of these complexes out here. I mean, some of these apartment complex, it almost looks like a third world country out here. You have some of them look like they're falling apart. So tell us about the history of these complexes.
Well, they started construction on these in 1917, completed 1921. They were built for the steel mill workers for the Youngstown Sheet and Tube Company. They were poured on site. All the cement and all the steel rebar was made at the steel mill. That built them, but they were built for the workers to have a place to live, and they started selling them off individually. I would say around 1948. They started selling them individually.
Okay. Now, have you been you said you wanted to do more. So what would people be able, like if somebody wanted to support you, what would they be able to do to kind of help you bring some more life to these properties, these historical complexes around here?
Possibly maybe donate some materials, paint, wood, things like that. Maybe some plumbing supplies, windows, plywood.
Just basically the basic necessities anybody who owns property that would probably need. Now, what about the grass? Do you need help with the grass? Like, how has that been out here?
Well, a long time I've been doing it myself, and me and another owner here used to actually cut most of the complex ourselves out of our own pockets. We stopped doing that when they started talking to Demolition, and we stopped doing it all. But we was doing it out of our own pockets.
Now, have you talked to any city officials about what's been taking place out here?
Well, I had a meeting with the mayor, a councilman, and the zoning board, and they were very fair with me. On trying to clean things up and trying to make things right, get some of these up and running. And
Well, I want to talk to a little bit more with Chuck. We're gonna take some tours of one of the properties that he has here, just so you guys can see what is actually taking place out here. We'll get a few shots of the neighborhood so people can see just how the neighborhoods, the upkeep, and how things have been going. We'll take a look around town. Are there any last comments that you want to make? Just pretty much, I know you said that some of these properties have been owned by previous owners, and how the city has had a hard time finding them. How you would like to invest more in these properties, and how you would just basically need more help. Now, would you need any type of revitalization grants, any type of manpower? What more would you like to see on your own end?
I think just helping me out with some materials
Yeah, that's it.
would be sufficient for me, because a lot of these are hard to get a hold of because the owners are either dead and the family's just walked away, or a lot of them are owned by people from out of state, even out of the country. There's a man who owns one down here on Jackson. He's in Ireland.
There's a need for low-income housing right now. Would you be interested in providing some of that for the state at all?
Well, yeah, I would. I mean, matter of fact, even veterans.
Oh, that'd be perfect. That'd be perfect.
Veterans would get a reduced rent and all that. If they get in that program for veterans, they can get housing here, and a lot of these would be just the right size.
Perfect. Well, we're going to take some tours real quick. I'm here with Chuck, and we're going to look at some of these properties. I'll be right back. So like I said, you're going to see it for your own eyes on what is actually taking place out here in Campbell, Ohio. We'll be right back. We're going to go in here, and I want you guys to kind of see what's been taking place with some of these apartments. I'm going to go in here with Chuck. We're just going to take a tour. First of all, I want to get a shot of this house right here. It's like fire was set to it. Right here.
Yeah, that was arson.
This was arson. You get a shot of that, Sherman? I'm going to take a shot of this one right here. Now, this is not actually Chuck's property, but this was arson right here. So then we're going to go inside here. We're going to go inside. So sign it. Good to go? Good. Come on, now. Okay, so now we're going to go inside.
Now, this one here, I just filed deed on a few days ago.
He just got this place. So as you can see, everything is kind of bolted up.
Because you gotta keep people out.
And he has to keep people out. So you can kind of see a lot of paint chips here. So
Solid cement.
So the place can be revitalized,
yes.
But it would take, like he said, a crew, some work.
This is actually one of the nicer ones.
You heard that. All right, let's go. What else you want? Let's go in here.
This is the living room.
This is the living room. Right here, I should have brought my light with me, but I think we'll be good. Everything was good, Sherman? Mm-hmm. Good. This is the living room. So these places can be revitalized, as you can see. There's a lot of paint, new floors. How's the furnaces in these?
This one has no furnace or hot water tank, but I have one for it.
Okay, good. All right, let's go ahead and go upstairs. We're gonna go upstairs so you guys can see a little bit more of how these places can be redone and revitalized. There's still hope.
And with these properties, like everything is, like I said, cement. Paneling cement.
So everything out here is cement.
And look at the nice built-ins.
Yeah,
added.
Built-ins.
You get
nice little child's room. This place
is actually right down to the cement right here.
So here, these were all made out of concrete. I did a little bit of research on them. Back in the day, this was probably one of the first structures in America that was built with actual cement out here when they had the steel mills. So this is one of the first structures, and now Chuck is a proud owner of it. You can even look at some of the roof work that's out here. If you get a close up of this, Sherman, look at all this roof work. These are old. These are probably old. When back in the day, foreigners kind of migrated here in Campbell. This was about back in 1902, and in 1926 they renamed it Campbell after one of the presidents of the steel mills. So you can see that these were built by laborers from the migration. This is probably a foreign type roofing material. So let's take a look around. Let's go look at the bathrooms.
The bathroom is the worst because what they did was they ripped everything apart so they could steal the copper.
You see that she said looters stealing copper. A lot of stuff that needs, but everything can still be revitalized, and that's the main point.
The bones are good.
The bones are good. This is coming from somebody who's been in construction for a long time. How many years, Chuck?
Oh God, I started it like my uncle had me started like 14 years old.
14
He had me
years
started
old.
doing work.
So these can make nice little, like he said, homes for veterans, low income housing. The structure's still intact, still cement, no asbestos, no lead paint. This could all be revitalized. So now we're gonna take. I'm gonna go.
Can I add something?
Oh, go ahead.
Though? But there are certain entities wanting to rip these buildings down.
Okay.
All of them.
Yeah.
Okay. And what me and there's some other people too that would like to see at least most of them saved.
Okay.
The ones that can be.
Makes sense. Makes sense. So we're gonna take a look. I'm gonna give Chuck a break. Let him go do his thing. I'm gonna take a look at the area. We're just gonna ride through, take some shots of some properties, and then I'm gonna cut loose. But like I said, Chuck, we're gonna give you a break, and then we'll go outside and look at some of the other dilapidated properties, and then
just be careful going inside any of them. They've been calling the police on people because of the fires and incidents.
All right, I'm back here, and like me and Chuck was talking about, some of the landlords that have been in this area have come and gone, and many of them have just kind of did a little bit of upkeep, came in, and then just moved out. So as you can see, some of these properties can be revitalized and brought back up to par. If you can see the shots of some of the doors over here have been boarded up. You also saw a shot of the house in the back with an arson fire. We're gonna go over here so you can see some more of how this is a historical district. So come over here. Then we're gonna walk through some of the other neighborhoods so you just kind of can see what has happened out of here over the years. You can see the bulk of the cost will probably be the windows. You can see most of the windows need to be replaced. You see some of the boarding up over here. Now these properties are available besides the ones that Chuck has purchased. And you can kind of see over here. Let's go over here a little bit. Same thing. Windows, probably just painting on the concrete. Just things that can be done just to kind of revitalize and bring the area back up to par. Now we're going to walk through some of the neighborhoods and just kind of see how the neighborhood can be revitalized and what can be done out here in Campbell, Ohio. We'll be right back. I'm here with Lance Wilmering. He's one of the actors and talents here at Method 8, and he actually has been a resident out here. So he's going to explain some of these murals that we see on the wall. Just tell us a little bit about this mural right here, Lance.
All right, so this mural was actually painted sometime, like when Tina was a little girl and she lived here. And this mural is supposed to represent the people that used to live here, because all these apartments were steel mill workers' places to live at one point, a long time ago.
Yeah.
And some lady came out about 14 years ago, put a giant sheet up and painted this by hand. It's basically to represent, back in the day when workers were on strike, when we weren't getting enough, work for the steel mills. They weren't making enough.
Okay, I'm going to let them get a shot of this so you guys can see all of the work that they put into out here. All right, we're gonna go through a little bit more in the neighborhood so you guys can kind of take a look at some of the other things. Me and Lance are gonna take a walk through, so you just kind of walk with us. We'll be right back. All right, we're gonna walk. Lance is gonna show us some more of what has been taking place. And get a shot over there so you can kind of see some of this still just a lot of just work that needs to be done in some of these areas. So you can kind of see over here. Stuff over here. We're gonna go through a lot over here where you'd be nice to have a playground, something. Let's walk up here. So if you come up in this area, you can even see old paintings from back in the day, stuff like that they've just put on the building. But you just come back here, and all you see is space. This is all space. You could put a playground back here, something just to make the neighborhood come to life. This is potential real estate. So if you just look around, let's go ahead and get a shot of this whole block up here. Look at this whole block. All windows broken out. You can see grass not cut, and then over here you got a memorial right here, you've just got stacks of stuff just laying around, trees, and then we'll go to this little memorial up here. So if you look over there, you can see some of the property has been set ablaze. You can see some of the black smoke that was that had happened through fires, burnings, stuff like that. People just been setting arson. They're still looking for some of the people who've done this. Now we're going to go over to this mural with this memorial site. So tell us what happened out here, Lance, if you don't mind.
So right here where this mural is, right here with this big patch of dirt is, and where you saw over there were actual buildings. Those ones were burned down, but these ones were up and running.
Yeah.
Well, back in December, shortly after I had moved out, these apartments caught fire, and our friend was still inside. She, right here, she was inside. She was found by the back door. At first, we thought maybe it was just an accident.
Yeah.
And then 1, 2, so on and so forth, to the point where, like you said earlier,
Yeah.
it's not a coincidence anymore.
Yeah.
Amy's, what's her name?
Her name was Amy. So let's see, this is the memorial site. What age, Sherman?
Somewhere in her 30s. I know that. I didn't really get her age. I was more in tune about, her friendship. But her life was cut short because of people that want to sit here and just, they just treat this place like it's nothing.
Like it's nothing. Okay, so we're gonna go. I'm gonna get some far away shots of just this area. Now we're talking about over a long span. This is from 1926. The city was founded in 1902. So we're going to look at some of the properties in this particular part. Some of the areas have already been revitalized, but this is just one of many that has been trending in recent news stories. So we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back, and I'm going to show you some of the other properties out here in Campbell, Ohio. We'll be right back. Okay, so we're going to go over here, and we're going to look at the properties that have already been torn down, and just so you can see what is happening out here. We don't know if there's been any eminent domain laws broken or anything, but some of the properties out here have already been torn down, and this is one of them. This property was, I believe, was also owned by Chuck, and it's gone. So, and it's still not even been cleaned up yet. It's just been sitting here.
We're gonna go around the front.
We're gonna go around the front here so you can see what we're talking about. Get a shot of it. Okay, so just so you can understand what's been taking place here, these properties were being revitalized by an independent landowner, and he was trying to get them back up to par. And from what I'm hearing from the locals here is that they were torn down by the city, and this is what you see. This is the result. So come walk with me a little bit. You can still see some of the toys, and then one of the places over afar were set on fire. So whatever is actually happening out here, is there something internal taking place where they either want this land for something else, or just that they just don't want to revitalize them. So we're going to just take a look around this little section right here. Over here too. They're still in the process of ripping this down, so you can kind of see what's actually going on. There's been some fire set, some things going on. I'm here with Tara Cow, and she's going to tell us about some of the things that have been taking place out here in Campbell, Ohio. Tell us a little bit about what's been actually going on out here.
What's been going on is City Hall is one of these things turned down. The city turned it over, the state took over, the Historical Society of the state took over, and now they're being burned down. We know who's burning them down.
Yeah.
Myself, the mayor, as well as another gentleman whose name I will not say, unless I'm asked. And they're taking them down one way or another. I think the land bank bought this company though.
Yeah.
So, they're going down.
What
I'm saying is, nobody has been putting forth any effort. The city has gotten a demo fund, which they spent on 13 new cruisers,
Yeah.
brand new cruisers, and 13 officers instead of what is intended. And I approve of all this.
So I mean, as a residents, what would the residents like to see? Would you like to see revitalization, or would you?
Rehabilitate the integrity of the community.
That's what you want.
Yep.
Okay. You heard it here. She wants to see revitalization. She wants to see life back into the community. We're going to sign out. I'm going to take a few more shots in the neighborhood, and then we'll close out. So thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, we'll be right back. All right. If you look inside here, some of these properties you could just go right into. A hazard for kids outside playing. There's no fencing, nothing. They've just been left here, and some of the locals have been talking about this and complaining about it. I mean, just to get a shot of in there. I mean, this is still smoked out. There's just trash everywhere. So, this is what the locals have been talking about. When you look at just how dangerous it is out here. So I'm going to get some far away shots of the actual neighborhood, and then we'll be out of your hair.
This grass has been doing this. It's been this tall for years. Nobody's cut it.
So if you look here, there's still a lot of grass, a lot of undone stuff. I mean, the place is just sitting. This is land. This is real estate. We're going to go around front here. Now, if you look around front here, still. Now, this is a bus route. We just saw the bus go by. You look out here, you look at some of this, how this looks. This is just unpresentable, and you can see they just put a bus bus route out here. So if you look at the properties, this is still dangerous activity, dangerous for people riding the bus. Anything can happen. It be going on in these places, and that's why we're out here. We're just gonna walk down this block so you guys can see what is actually taking place out here. A lot of work that needs to be done. You can see a tarp up there from somebody who maybe tried to do some work some time ago. This is another property right here that's been set ablaze. You can look on the inside. Come on up here, Sherman. That's
Brian, you can actually go in those ones and look on the inside.
Yeah, these right here, you can actually see the fire. I mean, look at it. Look at the fire. Still damage, still ashes everywhere. Anybody can walk through here. This is all chemicals, smoke, hazardous material. And you can look at some of the other parts here. This is just dangerous. So this is what's been happening out here. Come over here. This is an arson notice. They got a reward out $5,000 for anybody who reports the person who committed these arsons out here. This is what's been going on, and this is why something has to be done out here just to bring this neighborhood back to life. And you heard it from the residents themselves. They want better. So we're going to keep taking some shots, and then I'll be out of your way. All right, this is another one. And if you come inside, you can see there's been just graffiti on the walls. I don't want to step too inside. You can see the graffiti, and this is what's been taking place out here. Mattresses, probably people have been sleeping in here. People have probably been homeless, and there's just a lot going on out here. And I'm just gonna keep roaming and get more shots. There's a lot to look at.
These are your last two that's not doors on boarded at the window. You got broken glass, vines, still pieces of the roof missing. That could fall down at any time.
And then you've got, this one is occupied. So even the fact that even if you did tear these ones down, you still got residents living in these complexes. I have to stress that there's a need for low-income housing. People want to see the neighborhoods brought back to life. I'll be right back. Here's some more of the neighborhood. You know, these are also owned by a local guy, and this place could be brought back to life. I mean, there's still potential out here. Lot to be done.